Emergency services, tell me exactly what's happened.
A guy's come off his motorbike on the road, hit a kangaroo and he's detained.
Okay, is he awake? Is he conscious?
Yes, but he can't breathe.
We're all set the back, boys, and take off briefly.
At the air ambulance base, Micah flight paramedic Matt is being mobilised to an injured motorcyclist 160 kilometres west of Melbourne.
They're just trying to extricate him from the side of the road.
With the kangaroo population exploding in country areas, both humans and animals are now at much higher risk of fatal collisions.
Everybody imagines kangaroos as these lovely little characters that you go and see at the zoo. But in the country areas, we're talking kangaroos that are sort of 5-6 feet and a big solid mound of muscle.
There's the ambulance down there, 2 o'clock below.
And they take sharp turns without any notification. So if you hit one of those, you're going to cause significant damage to yourself.
How's the roo doing? Not looking good for the roo.
Unfortunately, significant injury to the animal as well.
A local ambulance crew has picked up the patient from the roadside and brought him to the helicopter.
G'day, how you going?
Right, so this is Guy travelling on his motorbike at approximately 80 kilometres an hour when he's collected kangaroo.
Yep.
He's gone over the handlebars.
Sure.
Immediate lower back pain just below the rib cage and complaining of severe shortness of breath.
I'm just going to squeeze myself in here and have a look at you. I'll just have a quick ultrasound of the chest just to see what's going on there. Take a big breath for me.
Can't do it.
Can't do it? Causes too much pain?
Just can't get it in.
Righto.
The ultrasound reveals air is trapped in Guy's chest, making it increasingly difficult for him to breathe. Without immediate treatment, Guy could die from lack of oxygen.
My main focus at this point is to fix that collapsed lung, because that's the thing that can kill him right now. Is that sore on this side?
Yeah.
And if I was to press harder?
Oh, that's not...
Yeah.
In Western Victoria, 56-year-old Guy has suffered a collapsed lung after hitting a kangaroo on his motorbike. With his patient struggling to breathe, Matt must perform an emergency procedure called a needle decompression.
What to do is I'm going to give you a local anaesthetic or a bit of pain relief medication into your chest here, and I'm going to pop a needle into your chest to try and relieve the air out of your chest. Once we relieve it, hopefully that will make you feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
You only need to think about anybody who's been held underwater for a short period of time and you come up gasping for air. That's the sensation that some of them can feel, and it's extremely scary for them. I'm just going to pop a sharp out at the moment, guys, so just be wary of that. So just a bit of a sharp sting now here, okay? What's the matter? What's bothering you at the moment? Do you feel a bit strange? Yeah, we're giving you some drugs which are going to make you feel a bit funny at the moment. Yeah.
Oh.
You've got your mate, don't.
As well as a local anaesthetic, Matt's given Guy the powerful pain relief ketamine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people react very differently to ketamine. Some can go into a state of anxiety and they can become quite agitated. Okay.
Matt's hoping the drug's side effects won't interfere with the much-needed treatment.
Jeez.
Doing well, Guy.
Any job like this is very stressful. I am in the middle of outback Victoria and I'm a long way from help. And if I'm unable to relieve the pressure that's built up inside his chest, you know, he's in real trouble. He could die from this. Stop against the diamond. Sorry, mate.
In country Victoria, flight paramedic Matt is trying to release the pressure in Guy's collapsed lung with an emergency needle decompression. The 56-year-old was on his motorcycle when he hit a kangaroo at 80 kilometres an hour.
Oh, mate, well done.
Any change with his sats there at all?
Oh, no, it's still 97%.
97. I think we've got more air trapped down in this area of the lung rather than up high.
With air still trapped in his lungs,
We can start moving into the aircraft.
Matt needs to get the critically ill Guy to a major trauma centre for urgent surgery.
Have you phoned Tim?
Yeah, it's okay, Guy.
As Guy's life hangs in the balance, his wife Kim has been contacted. The news is even more heartbreak as her husband is already better.
The last 3 years have already been a challenge. 2015, he was diagnosed with bowel cancer and then started on chemo. Just to watch someone go through that is very difficult.
1, 2, 3.
This was Guy's first time back on his much-loved motorbike since being diagnosed.
That's why I was always keen for him to ride his motorbike, because that's his passion. Your passion keeps you going, and that was a good sign that he was strong enough to get back out there.
All right, guys, let's get into the aircraft.
I thought it was just so unfair that this had happened now to him when he was just trying to get on with things.
Some big breaths for me, Guy, big breaths.
Although Guy needs to get to hospital urgently,
Guy, can you hear me? Yeah, good man.
the helicopter trip could make his condition worse.
Any patient that's got air that's trapped inside a cavity, as I go up in altitude, that trapped air will expand, and so that will collapse his lung further.
Clear of the trees on the left-hand side.
And we take a gamble and we put patients in who are really, really crook, but we know that the best interest for them is to be in a place that looks after extremely unwell people.
All right, Guy.
Otherwise, the consequences are going to be dire.
Is it hard to take a big breath at the moment? Yes. Yeah.
In the skies above Western Victoria, 56-year-old Guy is clinging on to life. A motorbike collision left him with a collapsed lung.
I'll do a scan, see what shows up.
Flight paramedic Matt is worried the high altitude could make his patient's condition worse.
You guys all strapped in the back.
But suddenly, there's another problem.
Bit of a storm up here.
When we get a bit of thunder and lightning around, it's not the most comfortable feeling to be inside a helicopter. Essentially, you're flying around in a tin can, and obviously metal attracts electricity, so if we're flying into storms, it becomes quite concerning.
But bad weather is not the only complication. Guy's blood pressure is now dangerously low.
Suspicious that something's bleeding somewhere.
Any sort of decrease in the blood pressure that a patient gets, I get concerned about it. It makes me think, is there something else that's going on? Is he bleeding from another area? Is there something that I haven't addressed that's causing him to deteriorate further?
Alfred Hospital. We are inbound to the helipad with an ETA of 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes. No worries.
There's little Matt can do on the chopper for an internal bleed, other than get Guy to surgery as soon as possible.
All right, there's the city.
But the odds are stacking up against him.
Roger, finals checks in on. 2.
He's not cutting a break at the moment, that's for sure. He has a collapsed lung already. His blood pressure's low, his heart rate's fast, he's bleeding somewhere else. Listen, mate, we're going to take you inside. There'll be a few bumps as we get you out of the helicopter. So my level of concern doesn't stop even when I hand him over to the medical team at the hospital. Take a big breath for me.
Can't do it.
As for 56-year-old cancer survivor Guy, he was fighting for his life again after a high-speed collision with a kangaroo.
I'm going to pop a needle into your chest to try and relieve the air.
Flight paramedic Matt did everything he could to fix Guy's collapsed lung.
Sorry, mate.
But his future hung in the balance all the way to the hospital. Since the accident, Guy's wife Kim has had to run the farm on her own.
The first time I saw him in the ICU unit, he did say, "I think I died last night." And he said he had the choice to go or come back. So and he chose to come back. Walk slow. Yep.
Now, have a look at some of this gear.
Yep, have a good look at your gear. You haven't seen it all properly yet.
No. There was a fractured hip, 4 fractured vertebrae, the front of the left shoulder, the back of the right shoulder, 9 broken ribs, and a collapsed lung. Apart from that, not much.
Here's your jacket.
Jacket. That sure did save the day.
You sad to look at it?
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit emotional, actually.
But you're still here.
Yep.
Get new gear.
Yep.
All right?
Yep. It's been a fair road. I think I was starting to wrap my mind around the whole cancer journey. Then there's a road accident on top of it. But I've got to walk away from a couple of things that a lot of people don't. So I've got to be pretty thankful.
It's all fixable.
Yeah.
You're fixable.